Here's what's coming up on today's show.
The market's always going to continue to make new highs, and then it'll correct. It's not going to just keep going up and up and up without going down first. So the idea is you got to have a strategy on how to make that work for you.
Hello, this is Mark Silverman, managing member and founder of Silverman & Associates, and I'm also a certified financial planner professional. I want to welcome you to the Saving with Silverman podcast. I'm glad you're here. Each week, we'll discuss different financial planning topics because making smarter choices about your money impacts the quality of your life.
Today, we can do a little retirement planning with Arnold Schwarzenegger. What can we learn about retirement planning from some of his quotes? Of course, "I'll be back" is the one that everybody knows. But one time Arnold said, "Milk is for babies. When you grow up, you have to drink beer." What do you think of that?
I don't see Arnold drinking beer. Maybe now he would, but I think back in his prime, I don't think he was drinking beer. But anyways.
I don't think so, man. He probably didn't put anything harmful into his body at all for a long time there. I don't know.
This is an interesting topic. I never thought I would be talking about Arnold and retirement planning. But anyways, I guess how I would correlate it would be, when you are a baby or just starting to invest, you invest in certain things. And then when you get older or maybe in retirement, you invest in different things. So what you're investing in to start is not what you're investing in to finish, if you would, or in retirement. You got to change your investments when you go from, what we call accumulation phase, which is when you're working and putting money away, to a distribution phase, which is when you become, you get into retirement, you have to start drawing from your assets.
It's a completely different ballgame, that's for sure. And a lot of people don't really understand that. And really, it's something that we all need to think about. It's a completely different process when you're taking out that money than when you're putting more money in. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Here's another Schwarzenegger quote. "If I can see it and believe it, then I can achieve it." That's more of a motivational thing, I guess.
I mean, I guess it's, believing, visualizing your dreams maybe, or visualizing your goals, or even setting goals. I think for a lot of people, when we do financial plans for people and talk about goal setting, some people say, well, I don't have any goals. Well, everybody has goals, whether you have them written down or you just have some ideas in your mind of what you want to do in retirement or things you want to achieve in your lifetime. Yeah. You have goals. They're just not maybe well defined. So it's really putting pen to paper and actually, coming up with those goals and setting those out, because it's like anything where they say when you write something down, there's a higher chance of you achieving it when you write it down versus not writing it down. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's kind of what he's saying here is believing in and setting goals so you can achieve them.
Yeah, I think it's important for folks before they retire to have some idea, some goals in mind of what you want your lifestyle to be like once you're retired.
Well, you kind of have to, right? Because how do you know if you're able to retire if you don't have those things? If we don't determine what kind of things you want to do, then how do we know if you can do them if we don't, write those things down or put them down and assign those to, attaching what you've saved to what you want to accomplish? Because without that, you really don't have a plan, or you don't have any type of direction.
It sounds like you're describing the True Wealth financial life planning process.
That is actually. What a coincidence.
Yes, something that you offer to everybody.
We do.
Another Arnold quote here: "Never follow the crowd. Go where it's empty." I'll go along with that. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't want to just follow. If the market's doing one thing, you don't want to just jump on board. If everybody's talking about the market's going to crash, and I guess now is a good time to say, people say, hey, the market's at all-time highs. It's not a good time to get in the market. And I always tell people the market always reaches all-time highs. What it does is it'll reach an all-time high like it is now, then it'll go down, and then it'll go reach another all-time high, then it'll go down. So to say that you don't want to get in the market because it's reaching an all-time high is kind of foolish, because it's always going to reach an all-time high. The market's always going to continue to make new highs, and then it'll correct. It's not going to just keep going up and up and up without going down first. So the idea is you got to have a strategy on how to make that work for you.
Cyclical is the word that comes to mind here.
There you go. There you go.
And one more quote here from Arnold. He said, I wish I could do this in his accent, but I don't have a...
We might not be able to understand you, right?
I don't really have a good Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, but one thing he said was, I didn't mind basic training. It taught me that something that seems impossible at the start can be achieved. In other words, you can probably accomplish more than you think you can.
Yeah, and I think everybody has to start somewhere. You don't always just, when you go to do something, maybe he's talking about his training, you don't go from, working out today to being Mr. Olympia tomorrow. You've got to start somewhere, and and the hard part is just getting started for a lot of people. A lot of people don't start because they don't feel it's ideal, or they don't know exactly what investment to get into. And unfortunately, that's not really the case. The case is you need to just get started. The hard part is, like I said, starting and then worrying about what investments you should be in later. But getting started is the hard part for most people.
You've been listening to the Saving with Silverman podcast. If you have any questions at all about your financial situation, please give Mark Silverman a call. Again, his number is 520-333-7601, or go online to savingwithsilverman.com. For Mark Silverman, I'm Ron Stutz. We'll see you next time on the Saving with Silverman podcast.
The Saving with Silverman podcast is brought to you by Silverman & Associates Wealth Management, LLC, based in Tucson, Arizona. The show is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and everywhere you listen to shows. Subscribe to the show on your favorite app today and never miss an episode. Just search for Saving with Silverman to find us, or visit savingwithsilverman.com to listen to past episodes, to contact Mark, and to learn more about how to make smarter decisions with your money.
Did you know that Mark Silverman also has a radio show? Tune in to Saving with Silverman Saturdays and Sundays at 3 p.m. on AM 790 KNST.
All matters discussed on this show are for informational purposes only. Opinions expressed are solely those of Silverman & Associates Wealth Management, LLC, and staff. All topics covered are believed to be from reliable sources. However, Silverman & Associates Wealth Management, LLC makes no representation as to its accuracy or completeness. This show shall in no way be construed as a solicitation to sell securities or investment advisory services to residents of any state other than Arizona or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Fee-based financial planning and investment advisory services offered through Silverman & Associates Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor in the state of Arizona. Insurance products and services are offered through Silverman & Associates, an affiliated company.